We're recording. And
we're recording.
Here we go. Do you want to take the intro?
Who's going to do the intro? What is our intro?
It's like, welcome.
Okay.
Now do it.
Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast. That's my line. But as you can tell, we don't have Nicholas doing the standard introduction. What happened to him today? Was he kidnapped somehow? He says you're always kidnapped.
Yeah, well.
So make up something for him.
He was kidnapped by his family.
That's true.
To celebrate his birthday.
Ooh.
They forced him to celebrate.
Get in the van, we're celebrating. You're not allowed to record with your friends.
You're going to eat this cake and you're going to like it.
Oh, diabetes. Anyway.
It's
so
just
we're
us.
without him. It's just me, and then we got Jeremy over there.
What's going on, guys?
So we'll do the best we can to entertain you for these next, what we say, 30, 40 seconds?
I'm comfortable with that.
Perfect.
Yeah, so thanks for watching, listening. That's it. We have a lot of great. You would think like, okay, what's this gonna be like? Because Nicholas is gone.
Yeah, a man down without Nicholas.
Yeah, but we have a lot of fun stuff planned. I think.
All right.
I think we should just maybe first talk about how we're doing. That's always a good start.
Yeah, it's been a while since I think the two of us have just recorded. This I think might be the first time it's been ever the two of us for Pop Culture Roulette. Yeah.
The only time I can think of where Nicholas was gone and we had another episode was Lars was there, like in the old ones. Yeah.
There's a reason you can't find those ones.
Yeah. Even the title, it wouldn't even pass. It was like shitting off of the overpass.
Nice. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I could probably give him a call, get him on the line if we need to.
Okay, all right.
Things get a little slow around here.
Yeah, if the ship starts sinking, we'll get a lifeline.
No, things have been good. What have we missed? Has it been 2 weeks?
I think at least
2?
Yeah, 2. 2 sounds right.
It's been good. We've actually had some nice weather around here in southeastern Wisconsin, so it's been good to be outside and we're getting into the springtime and almost a little bit of summer feel to it. Yeah,
it is really nice for sure. I took some time to myself today in Lake Geneva and walked around, enjoyed the sun.
Yeah, you said you went out there, did some writing, some stuff like that, which is always good. Mm-hmm. I rode my bike over. We're actually in person.
Yeah. Because
we don't live that far away, so it's easy for us. So it's nice, just enjoying the day. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there really isn't any major announcements or news, but I've been dealing with the fucked up foot thing.
That's no announcements or news that we talk about. Nicholas always is the one who brings up the pop culture stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, even in my life, it's been there's no announcements.
Except you said you have something with your foot.
My fucked up foot. Yeah, it's I've been doing that 30-day challenge.
Kinda. You want to go on a little more?
As you know, as everyone is aware.
Everyone's aware. I mean, we've talked, but if you want to.
Yeah. So for the other podcast that I'm doing, Media Pod Smash, I do a 30-day challenge, and I'm currently in the middle of it. And the challenge was mostly focused on quitting energy drinks, but I kind of left some other things in there too. I wanted to get more consistent with workouts and just kind of meditation, just better stuff. So the workouts were going well, but then I ran into even before the challenge, I was dealing with it, but I kind of just, as we do, just put it in the back of your head and just say it's not happening.
This isn't falling. I'm not falling apart.
Yeah, this is gonna go away.
We're not getting old. This isn't happening.
No. So yeah, I went on with it, and it started like it was really like it's a weird feeling. Like I felt like as I was walking, like basically something was in my shoe, and I was like, that's not right. And then I did the whole like look things up on WebMD and self-diagnose.
Right, best way to go about it.
For sure, yeah. So here I had myself really convinced that I had like a benign tumor, because that's like one of the things actually that happens. Like if nerves get pinched, like a growth can happen. But I don't think that's the case, because actually I ended up going to the doctor, and he said it was like a neuropathy issue. And the first thought I had was like, oh shit, is it like a diabetic issue? That's what he asked too, because then he asked if I had like back issues or if I like what was the other thing? Oh, alcohol. So I was like, well, at least I can say no to alcohol.
Yeah.
Like even back issues are like not that big of a deal. So
Okay.
I kind of ruled that out. But long story short, this is like so boring, isn't it? I feel like this is not what people want to listen to, like a medical story.
That's fine. This is what we do when Nicholas isn't here.
Well, this stays in. To make a long story short, it was just really not that big of an issue. But it's funny how like you build something up in your head for like months and months and months, and you just think like the worst case scenario, and like I actually thought I was gonna have like surgery, because it was like it felt so fucked up. Like it was like a rock was in my shoe, and like I couldn't. I mean, we're on our feet constantly with our jobs, so it's kind of a big deal. Like it wasn't painful though. That's the weird thing. It was just like an annoyance. Yeah. But
like you were just saying though, with something like building up, and you build it up in your head so long, and then when you just finally like, okay. Well, on that kind of note, you've been building up the Grand Theft Auto train for a while.
That's lovely transition.
Looking forward to that game coming out. How do you feel with that recent news of it being postponed again? Or is this the first time?
Well, technically like the first official delay, but I guess you could say there was like maybe some other delays that happened before. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I kind of like felt like it was coming, because like we hadn't seen anything for so long. I mean, trailer 1 was December of 2023.
Is that long ago?
Yeah.
And they said it would be 25, and now is it still supposed to be this year, later, or did it just get pushed?
It's May 26th, 2026.
Oh, so they pushed it a whole nother year. But they gave us that definitive date.
Right.
So now when that day rolls around, if it doesn't come out, is that going to, you think, bring down people's expectations and hype for the game? Like, because like, oh, this game's coming out, everyone's going to get built up, and if it gets postponed again, eventually there are people who are going to be like, when it happens, I'm not going to care that much anymore.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, because when I first heard the news, I was like, oh, I'm over this. Like, I can't keep doing this. Like, because I've been following the Reddit for like, since probably the leaks, which was like 2021, I think. And I've just been like obsessively like scanning things, following, there's, I don't know if you know, but like there's a lot of like conspiracy theories about like constantly about when the trailer's coming out and like dates, and like if you look at the moon and the phase of the moon in this image that Rockstar shared, it coincides with this date. And it's just like you got these wackos. So it's kind of actually entertaining in a way, but also I was just like, I can't wait. I can't keep doing this. It's like I'm done. But then as time passes, you're like, well, I'm amped. Like it depends on the developer, is what it really comes down to.
Because what, it was Rockstar?
Rockstar, yeah.
Who does it? But okay, so if it wasn't Rockstar and just, I don't know, who are some of the other ones? Ubisoft or
like
what's the
EA?
Is it Mad Dog?
Mad Dog
or something Dog? The one who did Uncharted?
Naughty Dog.
Yeah. If it was like a Naughty Dog game, and they're like, oh, you're going to come out this time, and then they postpone it. Mm-hmm. Like, what's your thought going to be? Because probably with Grand Theft Auto being postponed, it's not going to be, well, this game sucks. Mm-hmm. They're trying to remake some stuff. They might just be trying to add things. Where if it was a different title, different company, would you be like, why would you be more suspicious to be like, why are they postponing this? Is the game that bad or?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. It makes you like if it's a shady company, I would think, yeah, like what are you up to? Are you trying to like get on to like more later like latest trends kind of thing? Are you trying to add stuff that's like unnecessary or any number of things that yeah. What do you think? I mean,
Yeah, because you see that with some movies too, like where they'll be like, oh, it's coming, and then it keeps postponing and postponing, and either which one was it? The X-Men one where they were talking about how Apocalypse looks like Ivan Ooze from the old Power Ranger.
oh yeah.
I don't know if they just redid that or if that one actually got postponed, but I mean, I would like to hope they're postponing it to make it the best they can and not be like, well, this is trendy right now. Let's try to get this in there. And then, or if they have something in there and be like, oh, it's no longer fun to make these kind of jokes.
Oh yeah, yeah, right.
Take that stuff out of there.
Definitely. Yeah, you would hope not, for sure. I mean, yeah, like with Rockstar, and another thing they mentioned is like the crunch. They want to avoid the crunch, which is good. I mean, you don't want to have like overworked, burnt out employees.
They at least care about their employees, eh?
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, I mean, so it's like for this one, I'm like, whatever. I can take it. It sucks. It does suck because I was hyped. But what can you do? There's a lot of games that came out this year, so there's a lot of stuff to play right now.
Before you get to the stuff that there's to play, when they announced, because I didn't see it, they're postponing
Mm-hmm.
of this game. Did they give any more like trailers? Did they drop anything? So it's like, we're sorry we're delaying this, but this is to keep you, well, semi-chubbed.
Yeah, right? No, nothing, actually, yeah. So that's kind of shitty.
That'd have been cool. But yeah, you had some more stuff coming out?
Well, there's stuff that has already come out. I mean, I've been playing, like, this has been a crazy few months. Like, that Oblivion remaster just dropped on Game Pass. I don't know if you were ever into those, Elder Scrolls games.
No.
Yeah.
I hear good things, but I've not played them.
Yeah, I haven't played the remaster yet because I've been just, like, nonstop playing Stardew Valley. But I'd like to get around to that. But, like, it's just been kind of wild. It's hard to keep up. Like, the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 came out. I mean, there's a lot of shit. Game Pass is constantly dropping, like, really, really good titles. I don't know what it's like on Sony network, on their network, but
it doesn't seem like they drop too much. Granted, I don't have the higher pay one anymore where I would get all those games because, life happens and you can't spend so much money on video games.
Right, yeah.
But they do still give us the 3 free ones, so I look forward to that. Like, I think last April they gave me the RoboCop game.
Mm.
So, I'll play those when I get them, but I haven't seen too much where you get the game. What Game Pass, you pay for that, and then you get to play the games as long as they're on there.
Yeah, pretty much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be the more expensive PlayStation one, because the only thing I get is, like, discounts.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is like, if they wouldn't have so many good exclusives on there, it would be hard to justify because it is pretty costly to keep doing it on a month-by-month basis. But I figure, too, like, I don't really have as many streaming services, though, so
right.
In place of one, yeah.
So with Game Pass, is it only month-by-month? Or can you also do year?
I think maybe they do have a year option.
Because I think PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken, the only way you can do it is you have to buy it by the year. You can't buy it by the month.
Mm.
So it's like, you have to pay 120 for the year for the minimum one. And that's even if you want to play online. You've got to pay for that one to play online with friends. Jeez. And then they go up as you get like more games and more stuff like that.
Jeez. That's a lot.
The only good thing though, like I said with that, is we do get the 3 free games every month. You don't get to pick them. There's like, here's your 3 games. Take it or take it.
Yeah.
So they'll usually do like a PS5 game, a PS4 game, and then some kind of retro style. Like one month it was a Pac-Man game.
Okay.
And
That's
then
cool.
they've done like that Crash Warped, whatever. Is it Crash's Warped?
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be like a free one.
Yeah.
So that's still pretty cool.
Nice. That's awesome. I mean, it's like at least there's variety. They try to change it up.
Yeah. Every month, 3 free games.
Well, I have. We could talk about the draft, or I have a game.
Why don't we do? We'll probably get around a little. Probably the game that I think might be a little more in depth than we're going to do with anything we might talk about with the draft.
All right, let's do the game.
I know Nicholas isn't here to talk about the draft. That is his area of expertise.
It's very true. He loves the draft.
He does.
This game is in honor of the Kentucky Derby. Shout out to, I think it was Sovereignty.
I have no idea.
I think that was the winner. You ever do anything for the Kentucky Derby?
No.
Me neither. But I would like to maybe one day because it seems like I'd like to get fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like, can anyone go? Like, if we just show up? Or is it like very exclusive who can attend this?
I don't know.
Derby?
I don't have any idea. It seems like it would be pretty exclusive because, like, wasn't like Aaron Rodgers there with like?
He's always there, yeah. But
yeah, I feel like we would stick out like a sore thumb.
that's fine.
People would be like, "Hands off my prized mare!
Yeah.
Don't even look in its direction."
We'd be the ones cleaning up after the horses.
Yeah, but at least we'd be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is in honor of this.
All right.
Yes. Before that, actually, I do have another thing for you. This is kind of a game. This is more of like a what would you do sort of thing. Just thought of this.
Perfect.
This happened to me today. It was kind of an awkward moment. So like, what would you do in this situation? So you're coming back from Lake Geneva. You're parked in a parking lot. There's 2 women talking next to your car. They both parked, one next to your car, one next to the other side. So both sides.
So you're in the middle of this sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're wrapping up a conversation. And they're still there. You get in your car. You haven't even started it yet. It looks like they're going back, but then they come back to like finish up another thing, like another thought. And they're still standing behind your car. Do you keep letting them go until they're done, or fire up your car and indicate like, all right, let's get this show on the road?
I would start my car.
Okay.
I don't think I would say anything. I might pretend I'm like looking at my phone, turning on some kind of music. Like, I wouldn't be overly confrontational, but I would definitely start my car.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be like, get out the way, stupid bitches.
Okay, so I shouldn't have yelled stupid bitches. All right.
Teach their own. Did you start your car?
I started my car, but it was more like I almost didn't even really realize that they were there and what message that was going to send. But then in the moment, I was like, oh, yeah. Because even then she was like, oh, she almost indicated like, oh, I guess we're done, basically. But I mean, how really long would you expect a person to sit in their car and wait for your conversation?
So in the parking lot, were you like, the front of your car, was that a curb or another car?
It was like grass because it was a school.
So they should have been standing at the front of the car because you can't drive forward. That wasn't an option.
Exactly.
So their conversation should have taken place by their hood, not by their trunks.
It really should have. So really, it's all their fault, and I should have just
ran them over.
Yeah.
Gee, Grand Theft Auto.
I let it's delayed. I got to get my rocks off.
Oh, yeah, rockstar.
So I did nothing wrong, and I will continue on about my day.
That's the way I would have handled the situation. Like, I would just start my car.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like, really, how long are you supposed to wait?
Yeah, especially if in front of their cars is grass, field, whatever.
Right.
Go stand up there.
Come on.
Don't stand in the parking lot.
Yeah, let's get this on a move on. All right, cool. All right, now this is the real game. This is a game called Racing with the Stars. So basically, it's like I ranked celebrities. So each one of these is like a race, and so here we go. I'll just start it.
Okay.
Race number 1 is like celebrities I'd most want to have on the show to interview.
I thought you were going to say celebrities you want to race. Race.
There actually is a foot race one.
Okay,
yeah. So basically, I'm going to name off 4 celebrities, and then I already ranked them 1 through 4, 1 being the one I'd most likely.
Most to least.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
most to least. And yeah, so you just have to tell me the order. Here's the stakes. If you can correctly do a perfect guess twice.
So you want me to try to guess your answer?
Yeah, you have to try to match how I rank them. I mean, we can talk about it though when I give the answers. Like you can give me your rankings later as we go through it. We'll talk it out. But like your first goal is to guess how I ranked them.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can perfectly guess 2, there's 3 rounds, and if you can get 2 rounds perfect.
I don't even think I'll get 1 perfect, but I'm ready.
If you get 1 round perfect, I'll shave my head.
Oh God.
We gotta up the stakes, We might not have an episode for a while, and we haven't had one in a while, so let's get fucking crazy, man. So, okay, this is the first list of celebrities. We've got Tom Holland. We've got Timothy Chalamet. We've got Michael Ironside. You know who that is?
No.
He did the voice of Sam Fisher.
Okay.
He was in some like action films. And Sebastian Stan. I got Sam Fisher on the brain.
Yeah.
So, out of those 4 celebrities, 1 to 4, who I'd most to least want to have on the show.
I feel like most is it Ironside? Because I know your fondness of those games. So I'm going to put him as most. Okay, and then you said what, Tom Holland? And let's see, then I'd go Sebastian Stan, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet. Am I even close?
They were all wrong.
Okay.
So here's what I'm thinking. I not that I have anything against Sebastian Stan, but I don't really know him from enough.
All right.
I mean, the Marvel stuff's awesome, but for some reason, Timothy Chalamet, I watched this interview that he did with this guy Nardwar. It's this guy who like does interviews with celebrities and musicians, and his shtick is that he like does like deep dives, like he's like just knows a lot of shit about people and gets people to be like, how the fuck did you know that?
Right.
So I watched his interview with Timothy Chalamet, and it was like that dude like really won me over. Like he seems so interesting. Like I don't know what I talk about with him because he seems like really smart, and I'd probably get blown out of the water. But
did he did what, that new Wonka?
Mm-hmm.
That might be the only thing I know him from, other than maybe dating a Jenner.
I've definitely seen him in stuff, which is, I mean, probably I've seen Sebastian Stan probably in more, to be fair, but most of this was just based on that interview. And Tom Holland, I mean, he just seems like he'd be a cool guy to talk to.
He's gonna spill something he's not supposed to.
Yeah. So, I mean, how would you rank these people?
So what was your order? Chalamet?
Ironside, Chalamet.
I said Ironside first.
Yes, you got one. You got one. Okay, you got one. But the other ones were all out of order because I had Chalamet, Holland, Stan.
Out of those ones, I would probably do Stan, Holland, Chalamet, because I even had to ask him like who.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be mine.
I heard that he just did like a movie about Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan in it.
I don't like Bob Dylan.
Okay.
I don't like his music. The way the guy sings.
Whoa, you don't like this kind of the music?
It bugs me.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah.
Next race. This is a good one. Who do I think can finish a hoagie the fastest?
Were you by Potbellies at this time?
Kinda.
Okay.
So we've got Kevin James, Michael Rappaport, John Goodman, and Jojo Siwa. It's a tough one.
Goodman.
Wow.
1. James. Rappaport, Siwa.
Man, you're not going to like this. I had Kevin James at 1.
Yeah.
I had Michael Rappaport at 2.
2.
I had Jojo Siwa at 3 and John Goodman at 4 because he lost all that weight. So I thought he would want nothing more really to do with a hoagie contest. That's what I was thinking. But I thought I threw him on there to be like, oh, of course you fell right into my John Goodman trap.
John Goodman, why would he not want to eat a hoagie?
He might still want to eat one, but I don't think he's gonna want to throw down like he used to.
Would Jojo Siwa want to eat meat?
Is she vegetarian?
I have no idea. I don't know.
She looks like she enjoys a good hoagie.
I mean, who doesn't? But
well,
I think John Goodman would be 1.
Fuck, if I had to redo it, I would put him a little higher. But I think Kevin James is still maybe the master in my eyes.
I haven't seen him in anything recently.
I'm just picturing him with the KFC bucket on his head. Grown-ups.
The meme that goes around of him and is from... What was the show he did?
Oh, yeah.
Where it's just him in the plaid.
Yeah.
I could throw down a hoagie.
King of Queens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, didn't he even... There's a whole episode about him wanting to open a hoagie shop.
I don't know.
I had that box set back in the day. I used to love that show, actually.
Did you know he was in high school with Mick Foley?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were on the wrestling team together.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Small world.
But, yeah, that's... So I don't think I got any of those right on that one, did I? No.
No, but, I mean, if I had to rethink it...
You're like, if I rethought it, you might get 1.
Yeah. John Goodman. Yeah, you're right, though. He probably still would be up for that.
Yeah.
He just would do everything else in moderation for the rest of the day.
Yeah, he wouldn't eat for the rest of the day. He'd just go sleep in the woods like a bear.
Did you ever watch any of the Connors?
No.
Me neither.
I barely watched Roseanne.
Yeah, same here. I wasn't really huge on it.
I don't know what time frame Roseanne was. That was early 90s. I watched Married with Children, but I didn't watch Roseanne.
Yeah.
Which you probably shouldn't have watched either when I was that age, but...
Oh,
well.
All right, last race is who do I think can actually win in a foot race?
So the 4 of them are racing, and we're going who's placing for 1 through 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this one's going to be about endurance.
So it's a distance run.
Yes.
First one to finish a mile.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So it might be another trick. So I've got Bryan Cranston, Chris Evans, Evan Peters, and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Did we just talk about her earlier? Who is that?
Aaron Taylor Johnson was the dude from Kick-Ass.
Is he Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, what I did here, I put 2 Quicksilvers.
Yeah.
To try to throw you, because of course 2 Quicksilvers must be pretty fast.
1, Chris Evans.
Okay. Thank God I don't have to shave my head.
Oh man! And then was it Aaron Taylor?
Yeah.
2. Evan Peters 3 and Cranston last. It's based because he's old. He's the oldest of them.
You're gonna hate me.
I just don't think. I don't think he'd be able to run the mile the fastest. Is he your number one?
He's number one. But I have something to back it up with because I was looking up. I searched for the fastest celebrities, and he actually was in the New York Marathon. He had like a really good time, and that's what I based it off of.
How long ago was that?
He was probably like. Actually, no, I think it was recent. So he probably still has a little bit of it in him. But, I mean, okay, realistically, you said Chris Evans first.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, okay. That's probably what I should have put for number one. So I will give you a point for that.
Okay, I get a point on each.
This is ridiculous. Okay, let's get Bryan Cranston out of there and just do the list as if I ranked. So I would have done Chris Evans 1. I would have done Evan Peters 2. And I would have done Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I would have switched those ones.
My reasoning for that was because I just can't not picture him as like that dork from Kick-Ass.
Oh.
So it's just like, that's who I see every time I see a guy running. And I think Evan Peters could go a little bit better than that. So.
Yeah. But, I don't put Cranston up that high.
That's fair.
I mean, if you go like with the best actors,
yeah,
then he might be up at the top of the list.
Yeah, I mean, if we're being real here, that's true. But I really to just put it in there because why not?
Yeah.
Why the hell not?
Because you think about them as actors. Like, would you say Bryan Cranston's a better actor than Chris Evans?
Yeah,
probably. He's got more range. Chris Evans is good at Captain America and. I liked him in The Losers.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, I think Cranston just has more range.
Yeah. It's almost hard to, like, even believe he was the dad after watching Breaking Bad. Like, the dad on Malcolm in the Middle.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
It's just like, holy fuck. Like, he's like a different person.
Did you see the movie he did with Kevin Hart? The one where he's in a wheelchair?
No, I didn't. No.
I've heard that's good. I've not seen it.
I actually started watching that one that he did with, was it Franco? Or it was like, he played like the girlfriend's dad or something.
I don't know.
Oh. Well, I started watching that once and it was like actually really funny, but it looked like really crap like when the trailers came out, so I was like, oh, I'm not even going to bother, but it actually looked pretty funny.
Oh.
I don't know. Cut that out, Nicholas.
Cut that out.
Yeah, I mean, should we do like of all these celebrities, who is the best actor of all these celebrities that we've named today?
Oh,
Tom Holland, Timothée Chalamet, Michael Ironside, Sebastian Stan, Kevin James. Oh, Kevin James, of course. Michael Rappaport, John Goodman, Jojo Siwa.
It's got to be between John Goodman and Bryan Cranston.
I think I agree with that.
One of those two.
Timothée Chalamet, when he maybe gets a few more credits under his belt, he might win me over.
Yeah.
Kevin James, he'll never be on a top acting list. Sorry to say. Yeah, that's it. I don't know
if Kevin James would be the bottom of that list. He might be second from the bottom.
Who's on the bottom?
Jojo Siwa.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was on this. Yeah, but then he would be probably right.
Probably be Kevin James.
Yeah. I mean, the rest, everyone here is like decent. So, yeah. And that's it. I wish I had more races, but I really couldn't think of much. Like, I didn't want it to tread into who's the most attractive or whatever. I didn't want to go into Creepy Town.
Yeah. Can't go to Creepy Town without Nicholas. Because then he'll reel us back, and if it's just the two of us, that rabbit hole's going to get deep.
That's right. No one's going to pull us out.
Yeah. No one's going to pull us out.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's it. But
it's Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Hell yeah. Yeah. That's it. So we could talk about something else now. You got 1 point, I think. 2 points, we'll say.
Maybe 2.
2 points.
I might have got a pity point, but it's...
Yeah. At least I don't have to shave my head.
Yeah, that's good.
So we could talk about the draft a little bit. What are we at? We're only 34 minutes in.
Told you to be a shorter one. Well, what did we talk about earlier? Oh, it is Star Wars Day.
Oh, yeah.
It is May the 4th.
That's right. May the 4th be with you.
We don't have Nicholas here to tell us how wrong we are with some of our Star Wars takes.
Yeah.
But we're sorry, Nicholas. The last couple of ones just haven't been good.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, we did discuss this a little bit before we came on. We were out at dinner and we talked a lot about the sequels, the new ones.
Yeah.
And
I still haven't seen the last, whatever it is, Rise of Skywalker. Is that what it was?
I think so. Or was that the
Last Jedi? Was Last Jedi the one before that? See, I can't remember.
Yeah, it was. You're right. It was Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
See, I never saw Rise of Skywalker. Last Jedi, I thought mostly not memorable. I think that was when all of a sudden Leia has like the ability to use the Force,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's that fight scene between Ren and Luke. Outside of that, I couldn't tell you what happened during that movie. I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember too much either. Something about a casino, I'm pretty sure, unless that was in the other one.
Right? Yeah.
It's unfortunate too, because I remember when Force Awakens came out. Like, we all saw that together.
Did we?
We did.
Huh.
It was a very big moment in my life. I'm glad you remembered.
Sorry.
We saw it at. It wasn't quite midnight. It was like, I don't know. I remember I had to like drive home from drive to the theater from Mitch's house because I was out there like doing a party or something over there, and we were looking at Nicholas to see if he was gonna roll a tear during the opening credit sequence. I remember that, and we stayed at we watched it at the Bistro Theater.
Okay.
In Waukesha.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I remember being so hyped. I got back when it was all over, and I was like, "He fucking did it! He did it!" But like even now, like looking back, like it's probably the best of the three new ones, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Like it's not great. I don't know.
Even like, I haven't watched too much of the TV stuff either that's come out for Star Wars. Like we'd kind of mentioned that, is there? Because we know I had that superhero burnout for quite a while. Still kind of do. Getting a little better watching all this Arrowverse and stuff, but is there a Star Wars burnout?
Yeah. Star Wars burnout.
Like I don't even know what the shows are right now. Because besides Mandalorian, I might have watched the first episode of Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
That's been it. Like I've not had that. I'm gonna sit down and watch these. I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
But in the same vein, I didn't watch the original Star Wars trilogy until I was in my 20s, because it's never been like that science fiction out. Like that's never been that like, oh, I'm super excited for this kind of stuff. Same with like Doctor Who.
Mm-hmm.
Never watched it. I'm like, it's not really my area.
Yeah, I never saw any Doctor Who. Star Wars, I do remember watching pretty young and being like excited about it. Like I had a lot of toys and I had like bed sheets. I even liked the prequels because I was like a kid. So I mean, I probably thought they were fine when I watched them. Like, or the first one, I probably didn't even know what was going on. I liked the pod racing, but I'm sure like all their shit just like went over my head.
Right. What do you think of Jar Jar?
Oh God, Jar Jar. I probably like I was so young, it probably like didn't even register. It was just like, oh, it's just a funny alien. Like it probably was great for a lot of kids, I would imagine. Like, but it is so silly now. I mean, you look at those. The first one is so silly. But yeah, like I don't have like a love affair like with it. I mean, if I were like maybe a little older, I could see it being more impactful in my life. But I like it well enough, but I wish like it just like you said it's bloated a little now. It's hard to keep up, and the new ones were. I have to watch them again. I think I'd like to watch them one more time.
The new 3.
Yeah.
Would you, if you were gonna go back and watch them, would you watch them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like the way they are in order, or would you watch them the way they were released? So 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9.
That's a great question. I feel like maybe the order that they were released, because like you start out with 1, 2, 3, you got like more modern day effects, you got your attention being held, and then all of a sudden you go into like this. Not that like old is bad, but if you were doing like a marathon.
Yeah, like you're sitting down and doing a marathon of them. You're going chronological order, not release order. Is that the right way to word that? So you go.
Yeah, I might do release order.
So you do 4, 5, 6.
4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I might do that.
I'd probably do them in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like, yeah.
Would you try to include the shows then? Try to figure out, like I'm doing for Arrowverse, try to figure out where these shows take effect?
No. I forget it.
Yeah.
Maybe the other movies though, like you could throw like Rogue One in there, and they did Solo.
I liked Solo.
I don't really remember. I don't know if I saw that actually.
I think Rogue One I might have fallen asleep.
I liked Rogue One.
One of these I fell asleep in the theater with Nicholas.
Oh.
It might have been Rogue One. Is that where they're stealing the plans?
Yeah.
I might have fallen asleep in it. I also fell asleep watching Doctor Strange in theaters.
Oh man.
I work early and I can't stay up late. I'm too old.
I've fallen asleep at a few movies, but it's been a while.
What about the Star Wars games? Have you played any of those besides Legos?
I started playing. What the hell is that one called? I think EA put it out. It's like there was 2 of them. You play as like a Jedi, and it's like the Fallen Order. I think maybe one of them is called that. It's like a third-person game.
Like over the shoulder style, kind of.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah. And there's a couple other ones. I didn't play the new Outlaws one yet. I heard it got kind of trashed when it came out. Some of the old Star Wars games are pretty fun.
Besides Legos, the only other Star Wars game I ever played was the old one. I think it was on like Super Nintendo, maybe Nintendo. It was one of those, because I just remember like your Luke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's that like kind of side scroller style looking game.
Yeah. There was one I remember for N64. I think it was like Shadows of the Empire. I think that was another like over the shoulder. Well, there was like flying levels, but there was also like on foot levels where you do shooting, and I think it like fell in between like one of the 2 films. Like it was like its own little thing going on.
So then you got to watch the film, play the game, watch the other film.
Right? Yeah. As part of the marathon.
Yeah, and then watch these episodes.
Yeah.
That would be crazy to think about a Star Wars chronological order. I'm sure it's out there. Everything's out there.
Definitely, yeah. Oh, and you got to add the books in, too. If there's any books that are, like, canon.
Yeah.
You got to stop what you're doing and
read a book.
Yeah.
Read chapters 1 through 4. Play this game. Yeah. No, otherwise, I don't have too much with Star Wars. Like, even the toys, the only thing I ever had was a bank that you would push, and C-3PO would talk, and R2-D2 would roll forward and drop your coin down the slot, and that's it.
I had some really cool Star Wars micro machines. Like, it was awesome. I would just, like, reenact a lot of stuff that it wasn't even Star Wars. Like, I would just do, like, action scenes and stuff and, like, make up my own, like, movie scenes and bring other characters that didn't belong in it. Because there was like a Death Star, and you'd hit like a tab, and it like opened up, and it was like a bunch of shit, like different scenery. I think you had like the cantina bar tons of shit. I mean, like sand.
Oh.
I'm just trying to name things
Yeah,
from Star Wars.
and you would just do, all right. No, I know a lot of people, though, who are really big into Star Wars, but it's like, it's fine. It's not my go, like I said, it's not my go-to.
Yeah. Yeah, not crazy, but glad it exists.
Yeah. And then we can celebrate May the 4th.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right up there with Mario Day.
Yeah.
I think I might put that one a little higher.
I forgot about that. That's really sort of become a thing.
Yeah, especially more and more.
Speaking of that, did you see all the Switch 2 information?
A little bit, not a lot. I don't really have much interest in buying one, so I haven't really been keeping up with, I was going to say the Kardashians, keeping up with Nintendo.
Yeah. I'd like to get one, but I'm not crazy about the price.
What's the...
I think it's going to be like $4.99 or something. And they wanted, like, if they're going to charge $80 for the new Mario Kart.
Someone was telling me that. And then the new discs the new cartridges, someone was saying, they're going to kind of like make them a little different so you can't use them in an old Switch.
Yeah.
And they're going to put someone told me they're going to put a thing in there where if the Switch 2 goes into a Switch, it's just going to like crash your whole system.
Oh, jeez.
Because they don't want that. I was like, come on.
That's pretty dumb. Yeah, it sucks. It really kind of seems like now this is like that's going to be like the new normal price, like between $70 and $80 for games.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of the new games too in PlayStation. Like, because I don't have the physical system, I can only get digital stuff. I don't get why they can't make digital a little cheaper. $10, $5.
Yeah, definitely. That's like total bullshit.
That's something we've complained about for a while.
Yeah.
It's like, why do I need to pay the same price if I'm not physically getting anything?
Yeah.
You're not giving me a case. You're not giving me a booklet. You're not giving me a disc. You're giving me like a code, a copy. Yeah, a digital copy.
Yeah. This transfer like cost you nothing.
Yeah. Like how much would it cost you to make something digitally? And then to transfer it to someone else. What is that going to cost you? Time?
Yeah. I got it. I don't get that either. It's just like pure greed at that point, it seems, because yeah, like even $5. Just like throw someone a bone. But like it's unfortunate. I at least Steam, you get a lot of sales constantly, so you don't have to really worry too much about that.
Yeah, I don't think I've bought a new game. I couldn't tell you the last one I bought because the price. Like, I'm not going to spend this much. I don't want it that badly.
Yeah.
And even if I buy something on Steam that's full price, what's full price for something on there? $10,
right?
Depending on what it is. If it's a little indie game, they're charging you $4.99. So
right.
I'm like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Like the one I keep talking to you about, Repo. That's $10.
Yeah, I gotta pick that up.
Yeah, I'm like, it's $10. It's not $80. It's $10. You played for a couple hours. You have some fun. It was $10.
Right. Yeah. And it's funny. Actually, I saw something today. I think it was on Reddit. Someone was talking about like 3 of the highest rated games so far of this year are all indie games that like have retailed for less than $70. So it's like,
Were they a computer? Did it specify if they were like what their platform was?
I can't remember. I think one of them might have been Blueprints, which was also a Game Pass game.
All right.
But I can't remember what the others were. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's like, what does that say? Like, what does it go to show you? Like, it's not always about these big, giant studios. And
yeah, if you just make something fun and sell it for cheap, you don't have to, promise us a game and then delay it an extra year.
Yeah.
Not pointing the finger at anybody.
We don't know anyone like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the reasons I have been hesitant on the new Assassin's Creed game. Because it's like 70. It's just it's so hard to justify.
Yeah.
And I know it's at least with that, you know, you're going to get a lengthy experience because it's a lot of grinding in open world. So you'll get your money's worth with the time, but you just don't know if it's going to be, you know, what to expect in terms of like fun, and if it's going to be that much different from the other Assassin's Creed games you played. And I mean, with all these there's just so many games to choose from. Everybody is like, there's like a mess of things trying to get your attention. And
Yeah.
It's I mean, I'm still having fun just playing Stardew.
And that's been out for quite a while.
Yeah.
Like even like do you buy Madden right away when it comes out?
Unfortunately, I
Still.
do. Yeah.
Like even when I get my like Madden, I don't buy them until they're on sale, because I'm just like, it's always the same thing. Like they need to put in a little patch every year to do the draft class,
Yeah.
because we know the NFL draft just took place, you know, a couple hours down the road in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Hell yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, I didn't go. Told you, Nicholas, I wasn't going. Thought about it, but watching day one on TV, there's so many people. Like, good for Green Bay. There was 206,000 people, I think, on night one.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and the population is like 120,000 roughly.
Wow.
So in the 3 nights that the draft was there, I think they said there was 6,000 people. Those 3 nights.
Wow.
Which I think a couple years ago, or maybe last year, when it was in Detroit, they had 80,000. But Detroit is massive compared to Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They had the same number of attendees at the draft, roughly, this year in Green Bay that it had a couple years ago when it was in Nashville. The same number of people in Nashville and Green Bay.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Go Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get a Super Bowl. So, you know, this is probably what the next biggest thing besides the Super Bowl would be the NFL draft.
Yeah, totally.
Most coverage.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was good to see that on TV. You know, we got some new draft picks. We can talk about them, too.
Yeah. I'm curious to know your thoughts.
Yeah, just like watching the whole draft, what I could. Like, it seemed like a real fun time. Kind of upset I didn't go, because who knows if it'll be back. But also, that's just so many people.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking earlier, they're what, $100 to park on someone's lawn?
Yeah. Some I've seen as high as $2. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, if it's $200 for parking, I get to sleep in my car overnight. Like,
yeah.
You better be bringing me eggs and bacon in the morning for the road home.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. What, we had the 23rd pick, I want to say. Does that sound right?
That does sound right to me.
And we went with a wide receiver.
Yes, to the shock of many people.
For the first time since 2002.
It was Javon Walker.
Javon Walker out of Florida. I think he was out of Florida. Or Florida State. I can't remember which one. Which we traded up in that draft to get him. We stayed where we were and drafted wide receiver Matthew Golden. Out of Texas. He's kind of doesn't fit the actual normal mold you think of. I think he's like 5'11", 190 something pounds.
Yeah.
But runs, I think he ran a 4.2 940. Like incredibly fast. So I'm pretty excited about that. There's just, well, we'll skip ahead a little bit here. In the 3rd round, they also drafted Savion Williams, which is another wide receiver out of TCU. More of that big body, 6'4", I think, 211, 215. Which makes you kind of wonder what's going to happen with our receiving room, because we're going to have to cut somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then Romeo Dobbs' contract's up. Christian Watson's contract's up at the end of this year.
Watson's gone.
I like Watson. I want to keep Watson.
Interesting.
I'd keep Watson over Dobbs.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Would you go the opposite?
I would. But I mean, it's like I see, like he's shown a lot of flashes like Watson. I see what the deal is. I see what the big deal is, but he's just always getting hurt. He's useless.
Well, you could say the same thing about Dobbs and his concussions.
Okay, that's true.
The thing I'd like to see the Packers do, I don't know if they would, because Watson tore his ACL in the playoff game or the last game of the year versus the Bears. Is that when he tore his ACL?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If he doesn't play at all this season, his last year of his contract prorates to the next year. So you get another year out of him. So I'd kind of like to see them just not use him all this year.
Mm-hmm.
That way, when Dobbs' contract, you don't have Dobbs' contract coming up at the same time as Watson. You get a little break.
Yeah, I did forget about all that with Dobbs. Like he had he was rocking the Guardian helmet.
Yeah, and he still had that really bad concussion. He got suspended for a game for not showing up to practice. And
yeah. All right, cut both their asses.
I wouldn't cut them, but maybe not resign them.
Right now, cut them.
But you think then you'd have Golden and Williams and Dobbs and Watson and Reed and Heath and Wicks and Milton.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's 8 receivers. You're going to keep 5, 6 tops.
Right.
So.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Yeah, and then second round, they went with Anthony Belton, who everything I've seen is pretty exciting. He is a massive man, 6'6", 336.
Jesus.
I think he's going to be our guard.
Okay.
Because we just signed Banks for left guard. So I'm pretty sure Belton will be our right guard because we're going to use Jenkins at center. So Rasheed Walker's contract's up at the end of. So I think Walker's going to be gone. Sean Ryan's going to be gone. So these couple picks weren't for the now. I think they were for next year's team.
That makes sense.
Which is kind of a smart way to do it. But for, like, Goody and them all said that this team needs to start competing for championships. And then you go draft a couple guys who aren't going to play right away. I'm like, is that really the message you're sending?
Yeah, good question.
And like I said, third round we got another receiver, and Savion Williams. He's a lot of people I see compare him to Cordell Patterson.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, that one you know that.
I know that name.
Which he's kind of a bigger gadgety type guy. So
boom or bust, fantasy option.
Yeah, pretty much. He's either going to get you a lot of points, or this guy's going to drop a couple easy passes. So, he'll fit right in with a Green Bay receiver.
Yeah.
We can't catch a lot of things. One of the things going back with Golden that I've seen, like I watched some of his stuff from Texas. There's he's wide open. And who was the quarterback? Quentin Ewers, I think, who was like a 6th or 7th round pick, underthrew him. There's so many times where he had to stop and come back for the ball.
Oh, jeez.
So maybe with Love throwing the ball, because Love seems to throw the ball a little further than he should sometimes.
Yeah.
Maybe this guy can go get some of those.
Yeah, that would be nice.
4th round, Baron Sorrell.
Okay.
He's a defensive end out of Texas. Was actually at the draft. So that's really cool.
Nice. Like,
he wasn't invited. Like, they only invite so many of the first round guys, and people they think will be first round, like Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
But he decided not to go, and after he fell to the 5th, probably for the best. But this guy wanted to go through the experience of the draft. So he paid for his own way there, like for him and his family.
Yeah.
So he bought the tickets, got a room. So he was actually at the draft.
That's awesome.
And when he found out that he was going to potentially be going in rounds 2 through 4, he went to the green room. So when the Packers drafted him, Goodell said his name and brought him out on stage like they do for the first round guys. So really cool story with him, seeing him do that, and did an interview right away and started talking about his parents and got really emotional. And
wow.
So if you watch any of that stuff, I think this guy's going to be one of those fan favorites just based on his personality.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Fifth round, a linebacker out of Oklahoma State, Colin Oliver.
All right.
He's a smaller style edge. Not really good in the run game, but he's really good at quarterback pressures and blitzes. So he probably will be a situational guy that you'll see out there. Third down. Probably won't see him a lot on first down. He's going to just be probably a quarterback hunting. So, I mean, it's something we need. Kind of don't know if that's going to work with early downs, but it could still be something really cool to see.
Yeah.
Warren Brinson in the 6th round. Defensive lineman out of Georgia. I mean, you know, our defensive line wasn't very good last year. We struggled to stop the run. What was it, that Eagle game in the playoffs when Hurts had 7 or 8 seconds? Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah. That seems to really be an ongoing thing.
Yeah, for a long time it seems like our ability to stop the run hasn't been there. I mean, Hafley showed improvements. And because it was only his first year as our defensive coordinator, so it could very well get better.
Sure. What happens with Jair? I know this is totally out of the draft, but
I think he'll be back. If we didn't trade him before the draft or during, he'll be back. There's no, it doesn't matter when you cut him. It's not going to affect the cap hit because some people you have to cut before a certain day for the most savings. Jair's doesn't matter. So, we could just wait till after the training camp, preseason, if we wanted to trade him or keep him. Maybe somebody gets hurt in training camp, and they'll call up and be like, hey, we'll give you such and such for Jair. But I don't see him getting traded anytime soon or cut, which is going to make it a little difficult with the 7th round pick, Micah Robinson, a defensive back. It's going to be our defensive room is weird. It seems like we have a lot of slot guys because, who's the guy we signed? Hobbs projects more of a slot. Bullard's a slot guy. Keyshawn Nixon is primarily a slot. Kamal Haddon can play outside, but he was a 6th round pick, so he didn't see the field much. Kalen King is primarily a slot guy that we got in the 7th round last year. I should write these things down instead of just going off the top of my head. And then the last 7th round pick we got was John Williams, not the composer.
All right.
Which, I mean, if people want to call him the composer, I'm fine with it. We got him in the 7th round. He's an offensive lineman out of Cincinnati, 6'5", 230, more of a guard type.
Okay.
Don't know if he's going to play much. He had a lot of time starting at Cincinnati. But it'd be good to have some depth there. You saw in that Eagles game when Tom and Jenkins went down and you brought in Telfer, and was it Monk or Glover?
Oh, yeah.
They took him out right away. So it'd be nice to have some depth there.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think it was a pretty solid draft. Probably give us a B.
Okay.
B plus.
Okay. That's good. That's positive.
Yeah. I think Matthew Golden wearing number 22 is kind of weird for a receiver.
22. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird.
But the rest of them were pretty solid.
Cool. So, Super Bowl this year?
I say Super Bowl every year.
All right.
So every year, I'll go down to Dogs and Suds outside there, Richmond. Place some bets on the Packers winning the Super Bowl. Love winning the MVP.
Awesome.
I think I went 0 for 5 on my bets last year.
That's a true fan right there.
Yeah, throw $20 in, make 5 bets. A couple $5, 3 and a 2. That's my limit. I don't want to spend more than that.
That's fair.
No.
I think this is the year.
You think it's the year?
This is it. Love's got something to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's fully rested.
Yeah.
He's got some more weapons.
They spent some money on that offensive line.
Yeah.
So
he's ready to rock.
Could be. Hopefully the defense can take another step. They were okay last year with the first year under Hafley.
Yeah.
I don't think we lost too many pieces, starter-wise. Yeah.
I think you're going to be seeing Packers-Ravens this year. That's my
That's your prediction?
My way too early prediction.
Hey. Lamar Jackson?
Yep. He's going to finally do it. He's going to make it over the hump.
All right. I'm going to go Packers, but I'm going to go Bills.
Oh, I forgot about the Bills.
That's going to be the Bills.
Oh,
Packers, Bills.
Josh Allen's going to get over the hump.
Yeah.
He should have, man. I wish it was Bills this past year. That would have been an awesome Super Bowl.
Anything but Chiefs.
I know. I'm so tired.
I don't want the Chiefs or the Eagles this year.
Yeah.
I don't want to repeat, and I don't want the Chiefs there.
I agree. No more of that. Someone else.
Would you rather see the Chiefs win it or Detroit?
Detroit.
Oh.
Yeah.
Detroit.
I've never thought of them as like a fierce rival because I've always just felt so bad a lot of the times.
I liked Detroit growing up, more like out of the rest of the teams in our division. I would go Green Bay, Detroit, probably Minnesota, Chicago.
I would agree with that. Yeah, Stafford made them actually a easy team to root for. I feel.
I watched Barry Sanders.
Okay, you old timer.
Yeah,
I forgot.
So watching Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
was. But I hate the Bears. I don't know why.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Bears. I just can't stand them. Can't stand them at all.
Yeah, I'd put them even further. I'd put them below Minnesota.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Although I hate that horn.
Oh, the fact that they put that horn in Madden.
Oh my God.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to the season.
Yeah. Can't wait for football to start.
That's all I have. I mean, I could talk about my foot some more.
It ended how we started it. Jeremy giving us his WebMD foot benign tumor.
It's not a tumor. I mean, we got to do what are we watching?
Oh, this is not a what are we watching. I want to bring this up.
Okay.
Kind of sports related.
All right.
Douche of the week.
Oh, love douche of the week.
Yeah. Tyrese Halliburton's dad.
I don't know who that is.
Tyrese Halliburton is a player for the Indiana Pacers.
Okay.
The Pacers just eliminated the Bucks. Don't know what's going to happen with the Bucks franchise.
Oh, man.
So his dad comes on the court right after the game. Which, okay, doesn't go and celebrates with his son, though.
Mm-hmm.
Has a big, a flag or a towel with his son's face on it. And goes and gets in Giannis's face.
Oh, my God.
He's probably 10 feet away from Giannis. Holding up the flag of his son and cursing at Giannis.
Wow.
Yeah. And so he gets, he apologized and everything afterwards. And I think the Pacers said he's not allowed the next playoff game. But your son just wins this huge game. He makes the game-winning shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and get in the face of another one, a player from the other team.
And instead of just enjoying it with your son.
Celebrating with your son and stuff.
You
go on the court and antagonize Giannis. Of all people.
That's so stupid.
A lot of people are saying, and I kind of agree with, he should be not allowed indefinitely to games. What happens if you're at a Cubs-Brewers game and the Brewers win or whatever, and you go down there and you get in the face of Craig Counsell and start cursing at him about leaving or whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to be allowed to come to the next home game?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Probably not.
Right. You'd be on your picture would be up somewhere or in a binder.
You'd be banned.
Yeah.
But because he's allowed to do that because he's the father of one of the players? Douche.
Nice. Good douche.
Yeah.
Good douche.
I wanted to bring that up. Now what are you watching?
Okay. I'm watching a lot of stuff. Ever since Nicholas turned me on to Ted Lasso, it's once I get started on something, I just get trapped. So I'm like all about Apple TV now.
You paid for another month?
I did. My thing paid today, actually. I saw my notification in my email, so I might as well keep going. I'll watch, what was that thing?
Schmigadoon?
Yeah, I'll watch that.
When we talk all about musicals one episode that Nicholas will really like to be a part of.
Yes, he loves
or edit if he's not here.
So, yeah, I've been watching... I just finished Mystic Quest, which was really funny, and very much has that sunny flavor, as you would expect. I finished Shrinking, which was also really good. Harrison Ford is fucking awesome. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of this guy. He's a little-known actor.
Right. He has a lot of indie films, right?
Yeah. I mean...
That guy who just shows up and you're like, oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Yeah, okay.
He's awesome. It's like, I remember in one of the gaming podcasts I did, I made a joke at his expense about how he's slowed down and you can't understand him. I take it back. Like, he was one of the best things on that show. And that's saying a lot because everyone on that show is great.
Who's the main guy? Like, I can't think of his name.
Jason Segel is really the main focus.
Jason Segel. I couldn't think of his last name.
Yeah.
So you went from Jason Sudeikis to... No?
Yeah.
To Jason Segel?
Jason Segel. To
Jason
Rob...
Statham?
I wish. Does he have an Apple TV show?
Who knows?
It's amazing how many great shows there are. I mean, not that I didn't never doubt that there was great content on these streamers, but it's just so, this happens. Like, once you get sucked in, and then like, well, I'm sucked in. And what do I do?
Are those three that you watched? Mm-hmm. Are those Apple originals too?
I think all of them are Apples, yeah.
Wow.
I know.
Coming in strong.
I know. So that's it for me, I think. I mean, yeah, that's it.
I watched Arrowverse stuff. Still going through that. That Hollywood Demons. I just watched the one on the Von Erich family, which is almost like one of the first families of wrestling.
Okay.
Real tragic.
Huh.
The whole thing. Like, even if you're not a big fan of wrestling, it's pretty good. Like, it talks about the family and the history and... Like, I think they had the 6 boys, and out of the 6, 5 of them got into wrestling. And I think every one of them died tragically, like, except for one, before they were, like, in their mid-30s.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's a tragic story. And then I watched that Wolfman, which was on my list of things I'm excited about for movies of 2025, and thoroughly disappointed. It's shot dark. So it's kind of hard to tell what's going on sometimes, which I think they did that intentionally because there's some scenes where you'll see things through like the Wolfman's eyes. So it'll be brighter, kind of like that night vision style. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing's dark. The plot's not great. It seems like it would be a real low budget film, even though I think the budget was right around $25 million.
Okay.
But watching it, I was like, Jeremy can do a better movie than this. So,
all right.
Yeah, I was like, I wrote down in my notes, meh. It's a meh movie. Shot dark. Plot wasn't great. Acting was meh. Story meh. Meh movie.
That's too bad.
Yeah. That's about all I've been watching.
Nice.
All right.
Cool.
I don't know if you have anything else.
I got nothing.
You want to close us out?
Well, if you...
I butchered the opening, you butchered the ending.
If you walk out onto a basketball court and gloat in the other team's face, just remember, stupid never walks alone.
Yeah.
Comic books have been around for almost a century, and in the last 2 decades, we've finally gotten to see many of these characters brought to life in movies and on TV. On the Moving Panels podcast, we discuss movies and TV shows based on, inspired by, and adapted from the world of comic books. Join me and my guests as we discuss both the good and the bad from Marvel, DC, and even some of the lesser-known comic book companies. Learn what is and isn't from the comics, as well as our nerdy review of the movie or show. New episodes drop every Monday, and you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. So join us for Moving Panels, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and listen to an 80s Flick Flashback podcast once in a while, you could miss it. Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes, VCRs, and the video rental stores? Does the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? My name is Tim Williams. I'm the creator and host of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. On each episode, I'm joined by guest co-hosts to discuss one of the many movies released in the 1980s. We share our first-time watch memories, our favorite scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories about the cast and crew along the way. New episodes are released every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an excellent episode of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. The ad is over. Go home. Go.